But if you come up to me with three go Chechens that don't speak English, I'm gonna pull my gun and I'm gonna shoot each and every one of you. From everything I know of him, from all my experience with him, in the ring, out of the ring, I think he's a weak man, and I think I'm better than him. Whoever wins is gonna have bragging rights, and whoever doesn't is just gonna have to fucking eat shit till they die, you know? So it's one of those things where you're just like...
То есть ты легко воспринимаешь, что какого-то спроса там с него не будет?
Если человека менталитет нету нашего, что его спросить? Если дурак есть дурак, что ты будешь учить его быть умным? Нет, я точно не буду.
Ваша встреча мирно пройдет, если ты его увидишь на улице?
Не знаю, это уже по обстоятельствам.
Sean Strickland went on a heated rant aimed at Khamzat Chimaev, escalating tensions ahead of their potential clash. Strickland insists he's better than Khamzat Chimaev, pointing to his own experience as proof of a clear edge. He also questions Chimaev's toughness and references past moments to support his confidence.
I truly believe I'm better than him, without a doubt. Like, cannot say how confidently I am. From everything I know of him, from all my experience with him, in the ring, out of the ring, I think he's a weak man, and I think I'm better than him. I mean, look at Costa, bro. Like, Costa, you got punked by Costa, bro, the pretty boy, dude. Like, you let Costa come punk you, right? Hold me back, guys. Hold me back, you. That was me. If that was me, I'd take my gun out, hand it to Johnny. I'd tell everybody to get the back. Get the back. All right, Costa, let's handle it like man. Now hold me back. I'm an angry Chechen. It's like whenever people like do such theatrics to get into a fight, you just know it's a cowardice, right? Like you never see me do theatrics. If you say let's fight, I'm like, all right, well let's fight. But like you're not gonna see me like theatrics, bro. It's one of the biggest signs of cowards.
Strickland warned that he would respond with extreme force if approached aggressively. He makes it clear he would not tolerate being surrounded or threatened and would act immediately to protect himself.
Do you think, he's already talking about like, oh, if you guys run into each other, blah, 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 like he'll have his friends with him, you won't have any.
All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull my gun out, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, good to know. But do you anticipate any?
But I'll tell you what, but that being said, if Chimaev were to come up to me as a gentleman and say, hey, you know what? You said some things, you insulted my wife, I actually love sheep, it's crazy. Then I would be like, I love goats, dude. Goat tastes good. He loves goats, we have that in common, I just don't. But anyways, if you were to come up to me like a man, say, you know what, Sean, you said some things about my dad, Kaderov. And I'm like, well, you know what, dude? You hoard yourself out, not me. I want to settle this. I would say, let's settle this like a man. But if you come up to me with three go Chechens that don't speak English, I'm gonna pull my gun and I'm gonna shoot each and every one of you.
Khamzat Chimaev is also not stepping back as he sent a silent warning to Sean Strickland ahead of their fight, making it clear he intends to hurt him.
Фанаты в Твиттере говорят, просто озвучу. Если Хамзат возьмет его сабмишеном, то тут надо будет охране разнимать, потому что ты как будто не отпустишь, говорят. Может такое произойти, Хамзат?
Что, не хочу убивать человека, харам.
То есть убивать ты не собираешься?
Нет, что там все равно мне не дадут его убивать. На улице так умер, как умер. В клетке это спорт.
Showing the intent of their rivalry, Sean Strickland downplays any respect angle with Khamzat Chimaev, suggesting there will be no handshake after the fight. He believes the result will leave one with bragging rights while the other carries it forever, making it a rivalry that won't end even after the bout.
I know that things between you and Khamzat are tough, but after the fight, regardless of the outcome, is it okay for you to shake his hand?
Dude, that's a hard one. No, I think the thing is, whoever wins is gonna have bragging rights, and whoever doesn't is just gonna have to fucking eat shit till they die, So it's one of those things where you're just like, that's the worst thing about this fight. Like, say I go fight Fluffy and Fluffy beats me, I raise his hand, and I say like, Fluffy, you beat me, do your job. Dragus beat me, I raise his hand, hey, you beat me, but nah, dude, I think me and shot, bro. We die enemies.
Sean Strickland believes he understands how to deal with Khamzat Chimaev better than Dricus du Plessis. He points to his experience training with high-level grapplers, suggesting he is more prepared for that style. He also questions the level of grappling du Plessis has faced, implying it played a role in his struggles.
When you look at that fight he had with DDP, are you able to take anything from it, or do you think DDP sort of offered such little resistance there's not a lot you can really work with?
You know,
breaking it down?
I said this, and I'll say it again with DDP. I thought it was going to be an easy fight for him, caveat, if he knew how to wrestle, right? So, like, I've been training with these fucking, like, mountain men, these, like, go-fuckers for a real long time, dude. For a real long time. I know when they get on your leg and they start trying to dry hump you and they start fighting the homosexual tendencies, dude. I know what that's like. I know what that's like, you know? When you're that repressed, you got to try to deliver it to a man in the cage. Real uncomfortable. Anyway, so I've been dealing with these my entire life. So I know what to expect. And then with Dricus, you know, in South Africa, I don't know if he has that kind of like caliber of grappler. So it came down to me, like, if you had that caliber of grappler, then you know what to expect. But yeah, it's South Africa, man. There's probably not that a lot of those Chechens there.
Expecting a potential chaos, Dana White already confirms that extra security will be in place for Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland fight week. He also indicates a face-off between the two is unlikely to be forced.
We have Khamzat, we have Sean Strickland. Paramount likes to do that little face-off before the fights. Have you told Paramount, hey, we don't want to do that for Khamzat and Sean, maybe too dangerous, we don't want the fight to happen 2 days too early?
I hope somebody told them that, because that is the case. That is a fact. No bullshit. I mean, we're going to beef up security and law enforcement and everything for that fight.
I mean, the press conference is definitely going to be.
Yeah, all of it. I mean, all of it. Hotels bumping into each other, you know, all that kind of.
Any thought of putting them in separate hotels?
Definitely.
Definitely, 100%.
Yes, definitely. That's definitely going to happen.
A lot made of Josh Hokett this week.
Khamzat Chimaev also responded to talk about a possible absence of a face-off with Sean Strickland, brushing aside any notion of a team versus team dynamic.
UFC сделал недавнее заявление, Дана White сказал, что face-to-face они отменят, чтобы огородить от чего-то большого. Ты как эту новость воспринял? Хотелось бы тебе, чтобы состоялся face-to-face?
Я хотел бы подраться. Драться все равно.
Просто все знаешь чего, чтобы ты понимал, что я говорю, что ты вот когда увидишь его, сразу разорвешь как будто. Люди еще не знают о твоем спокойствии, видимо.
Я двигаюсь по ситуации.
Вот условно, давай представим. Если бы с командой увидел бы команду Шона Стрикленда и не было бы рядом охраны, что им произошло бы?
Да у него команды нет, там один тренер,
и то он с тобой лучше общается.
Да, лучше, чем все.
Почти во всех боях.
Meanwhile, Sean Strickland criticizes Khamzat Chimaev for training with Brendan Allen at Jackson Studios, questioning the level of competition in those sessions. He suggests the sparring doesn't offer a real challenge and downplays Allen's toughness, implying it does little to prepare Chimaev for elite opposition.
If Brendan Allen was right here and you were to watch Johnny spar Brendan Allen, Johnny could f him if he wanted to. He could truly f if he wanted to.
I wouldn't, on the record, I wouldn't, but I'd f up.
Yeah,
sure.
no, like,
That's on the record, you wouldn't, I guess.
So you're posting these clips of you beating Brendan Allen, bro? I didn't even Brendan Allen has his Instagram handle on his truck, bro. You're pretty much fighting a woman, bro. You're beating up a woman. I'm out here training one of the baddest men in the planet, and you're beating up Brendan Allen thinking you're training, dog. You ain't training, dude. You're beating up a woman.
Sean Strickland also questioned whether the UFC 328 press conference with Khamzat Chimaev would actually go ahead, needing reassurance it was still on. He also joked about using the opportunity to go after the media again while casting doubt on Chimaev's ability to stay composed.
Are we gonna have a press conference with me and Chimaev? Can you keep it together?
We'll have one next week. Yes.
Okay. What about when we sit? We don't got to sit down now, right?
No, you're fine right here.
So no, I'm saying they sit down.
Do on a fight week as well.
Oh, so I just
been extra because it's a big fight.
Yes.
Oh, got you. So I got to berate you guys fight week.
Yes.
All right.
It's a double dip.
Hey, there's a woman here. I don't really see that often. How's that, you guys?
We try and keep them
Is it nice? There are a lot of women in this industry besides you.
How's
your boy doing? How's your boy doing?
It's great. It's flourishing.
Is he top or bottom?
I think we know the answer to that, don't we, Sean? No, he's bottom for sure, dude. No, dude, I actually love that guy.
On the other hand, John Anik expects a tense and chaotic buildup between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland ahead of UFC 328. He highlights the intense rivalry and hopes the atmosphere brings visible friction during fight week, even suggesting security might need to step in.
I can't be the only one in the fight game that roots for straight chaos, right? Whether it's in arena or at a press conference. I'm not necessarily talking about Monster energy drinks flying through the air, but yeah, I mean, I want security to have to intervene. I want friction. I do believe that when there is heat or friction or bad blood on a matchup, it only heightens things. I remember the first time they locked the door behind Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know. But yes, I have also said about Khamzat Chimaev, he's the most electrifying force in the game. So when you shut the octagon door behind him and anybody else, oftentimes chaos ensues, whether it's quick against Robert Whittaker or a long game like he did against Gilbert Durinho Burns. But Sean Strickland couldn't have done more to earn this opportunity. He couldn't have done more with the Anthony Fluffy Hernandez showcase to get this fight. And boys, caution flammable come May 9th. Newark, New Jersey is 1 hour from my front door. I might leave today.
However, Arman Sarukian backs Khamzat Chimaev, but still warns about the danger Sean Strickland brings. He calls Strickland a tough and well-rounded fighter, making it clear the outcome is not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. You never know. Even Khamzat, my friend, is my brother, but you never know. It's a fight, and second, Strickland is a tough fighter. So he has a lot of good things.
Arman Sarukian reveals that Khamzat Chimaev doesn't focus on studying opponent footage, saying he prefers to rely on his own approach instead. He explains that Chimaev builds his game plan around his own strengths rather than reacting to what his opponent does, describing it as a unique mindset that sets him apart.
What are some of the big names you've trained against? Not fought, but trained with.
Yeah, but Khamzat, I think, the biggest name.
Biggest name.
Yeah, right now.
How does that help you training against somebody his size?
I mean, when I watch his training, what he's doing in the sparring, so I was try to take something from him, you know, because he has a good wrestling, good striking. It's always good to have a teammate like him, and his mindset. He has a different mindset, like not everybody. He never watch his opponent fights. He don't care what he's gonna do. For example, me, I see it and watch, like, okay, Hooker, he does the like kick from the left to right. He does this, that. I'm gonna do this. He's gonna kick me this. Okay, let's train. He's do a lot of straight kicks and like do defense during the training. But this guy, he doesn't know like what even like a Strickland does, or like his opponent. He never watched them. And he doesn't care what he's gonna do. He cares what he's gonna do to him. So he has his own game plan just on what he's gonna do.
Wow.
So that's why he's different. That's why he's a champion, different.
Arman Sarukian further reveals that Khamzat Chimaev now has better structure around him to prevent overtraining. He explains that Chimaev used to push too hard, which led to weight issues and injuries.
How's the training with him?
So hard. Khamzat, the guy, I thought like I train a lot. So I have the same problem like Khamzat. If nobody gonna control me, what I'm doing, I'm gonna overtrain always. And when you overtrain, you cannot perform. So that's why you need a good coach. Khamzat, same. He works so hard, and you gotta stop him. So that's why he, like 3, 4, 5 fights ago, he couldn't make weight. He pulled out, got injured because he always overtrained. But now he has a good team, and everybody control him, not overtrained.
Arman also describes Khamzat Chimaev as someone with unpredictable mood swing. He notes that Chimaev can switch quickly from being lighthearted and talkative to intense and intimidating, sometimes changing completely within a short span of time.
See, how fun is he without, with the camera off, with nobody being there? Is he as fun as he seems like he is, or is he very serious?
So this, you can see him once. He can be the funniest guy ever, but you can see him in 1 hour. He's gonna be the scariest guy ever. So he can change his mind, his mood so fast. And I ask my guys, like my friends, they tell me you're same. So you can be funny in the morning, and then in the evening you come and like why you doing this, like, and like you're so like you have bad mood. So maybe it's because of we're fighters, or I don't know. Like he's same. One day you cannot even talk to him because he say, "Hi, how are you? Good." That's it. So he doesn't talk. One day he never stop. He can talk like 3-4 hours.
Meanwhile, Joe Rogan believes Khamzat Chimaev's dominance has mostly come against opponents without strong wrestling bases. He highlights Kamaru Usman as the only true test so far, noting that even on short notice, Usman managed to find his rhythm as the fight progressed.
If I was going to make an argument against it, I would say he's handling guys that don't have a big background in elite wrestling. They're not like elite grapplers. The guy that he fought that was an elite grappler gave him problems. No, Gilbert Burns for sure, but that
Gilbert Burns fucked him up too.
He did, but that was like more stand-up fucking him up.
Yeah, but
like,
Gilbert Burns, if he took him down, like
Gilbert can get back up to his feet.
He's one of the most elite players on the floor, right?
Yes, especially back then. So I was gonna say Kamaru Usman, and that was a short notice fight that Kamaru took at 185.
Unbelievable fight.
And in the third round, Kamaru was winning. I was like, this would have been very interesting if it was a 5-round fight.
100%. I feel like, I mean, it's hard to predict, but Kamaru had the momentum 100%.
If it was a 5-round fight, and if Kamaru had a full camp, because you're taking a fight on that short notice like that, you don't trust in your wind like you would trust in your wind if you just went through 12 weeks of hell, where you just know you're in tippy top. Like,
and was his knee barking also? I'm sure
his knee's always barking. He's such a warrior. When he gets in there, he fights like it doesn't matter.
I mean, you know, they were in the wrestling positions for a while where he wasn't able to really do much. You know, like as far as
he defended. Khamzat wasn't able to do anything to him.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a stalemate kind of. They were just like there.
Where with everybody else, Khamzat basically ragdolls him, mounts him, gets him down, submits him.
Joe Rogan also analyzes the matchup, questioning Strickland's ability to defend takedowns or stay effective on the feet. He feels Chimaev's speed and grappling make it hard for opponents to settle into any rhythm.
So this Khamzat and Strickland thing, to me, it's going to be what can Khamzat do on the feet? Can he clip him? And can Strickland stop the takedown?
I don't even, like, it's so hard to even think anybody could stop Khamzat right now at anything.
It's true.
It's like you're not even going to get to throw hands with him. He's just going to be smiling, laughing. You think he's going to fucking take you down and manhandle you like no one's ever been manhandled before.
His timing and his takedowns is insane.
It's crazy.
So good.
Watching the training, the speed, and he's like, it's equivalent to like Allen Iverson doing a crossover. He's doing it with that type of like.
However, Aljamain Sterling doubts Khamzat Chimaev is a sure win against Sean Strickland, pointing to potential uncertainty in his approach. He suggests Chimaev may be torn between going for an early finish or pacing himself, knowing he could fade in the later rounds if the fight goes long.
If Strickland could weather the early storm, that fight gets interesting really, really quick. And I think Khamzat is conflicted right now. He's trying to decide whether he's going to try to run through him, because he knows possibly if he doesn't, he's going to be tired going into those later rounds, and you don't want to get tired with a guy like Strickland in front of you because he's a nightmare. And that's what makes this fight very, very interesting. Khamzat has the ability to finish this fight in round 1, or Strickland has the ability to finish Khamzat in the later rounds, or it possibly goes to decision. I mean, Khamzat is the favorite coming into this. And everyone knows why. Sean knows what he has up against, what he's up against going into this fight. He's got a tall task. It's not going to be easy for him, but is it possible for him to win this fight? 100%. I don't think it's an absolute lock for Khamzat whatsoever, but I think if I'm betting, I'm going to bet on the guy that has been proven time and time again. Like, Khamzat's good. He's training with these guys over the training lab. But sometimes I wonder, maybe I don't even say that.
Careful.
It would just be interesting.
On the other hand, Khalil Roundtree Jr. believes his experience from multiple training camps with Khamzat Chimaev has him well prepared. He feels everything is now dialed in and ready.
Any differences you've seen in the camp versus what you used to do versus things you've picked up now that you train with Khamzat and you were part of his camp?
I would say what I've learned so far in this camp that's different than a lot of my other camps is just the intensity and the level of the guys. Even Khamzat, you know, being undefeated. Then he brought some other up-and-coming guys that are undefeated as well. So that intensity, that hunger that they have to keep their record clean, even on the mats when they come here, they've got a point to prove that they're the best and that they're going to continue to keep their record the way that it is. After having multiple camps here with Khamzat and Arman, I think we finally got it dialed in here a couple times a day, specific times. Guys know what to do, where to show up, and know to be on time and what we're going to do. So I think we finally got it dialed in, and now it's just, it's time to keep up the work, keep things consistent, and keep the brand here growing and the guys here getting better. It's an amazing time right now.
Khalil Roundtree Jr. shows excitement for Khamzat Chimaev's return, believing fans will soon see how real the hype is. He feels Chimaev's upcoming title defense and high-level fights will be the true test of his status in the sport.
You know, I think Khamzat needs to relax and to fight a full fight. You got to flow. You got to get takedowns, but not hold on to takedowns. You got to throw hands. Get a takedown, throw hands, and not hold tight. You just got to relax. You know, he's got the hands. He's got to be able to change levels. You can't just glue to Sean Strickland. You can get your takedowns, you do your damage, and then you reassess the fight. You can't commit to holding that guy down. He's very hard to hold down. So Khamzat relaxes, he wins this fight everywhere.
Luke Rockhold criticizes Sean Strickland while backing Khamzat Chimaev for the matchup. He questions Strickland's character and firmly supports Chimaev as the better fighter and likely winner.
You know, Sean is like, you know, he's effective. And he's scrappy and he hangs in there. He's so much more talented. You know, it's about who can relax and implement their game plan the best. And you know, Khamzat's doing everything he needs to, and I think he can really have a masterclass. I think last time out, there's a little bit of tension. You wanted to win the world title. Now he can go out there and be his best. And I expect the best from Khamzat, and I would love to see him put this American away. I mean, like, I'm American, but I like good people. Khamzat is a great person, through and through. Sean Strickland is a piece of shit.
Luke Rockhold believes Khamzat Chimaev holds the edge in the matchup if he remains composed. He advises Chimaev against overcommitting to control positions, instead favoring a mix of takedowns, damage, and resets.
You know, I think Khamzat needs to relax and to fight a full fight. You got to flow. You got to get takedowns, but not hold on to takedowns. You got to throw hands. Get a takedown, throw hands, and not hold tight. You just got to relax. You know, he's got the hands. He's got to be able to change levels. You can't just glue to Sean Strickland. You can get your takedowns, you do your damage, and then you reassess the fight. You can't commit to holding that guy down. He's very hard to hold down. So Khamzat relaxes, he wins this fight everywhere.
Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen describes Khamzat Chimaev as a rare fighter who is willing to take on anyone without hesitation. He suggests Chimaev isn't driven by money or attention, but by a pure competitive urge that separates him from most fighters.
Let me share something behind the scenes that I know, that I have access to. Chimaev will take on anybody. And it's very difficult to find somebody like that. To find a reigning sitting world champion who doesn't need the money, doesn't need the attention, to find somebody that likes to compete so much that he is going into a different organization just for the chance to shake hands and compete. Behind the scenes, I can tell you, Chimaev will take on anybody. I like Bo Nickel.
Adding his thoughts, Chael Sonnen suggests Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland could end early due to Chimaev's fast, aggressive starts. He also notes that if Strickland survives the opening pressure, Chimaev may need to adjust as the fight develops.
It is very difficult for me to imagine Chimaev can't go out and tackle somebody. Why? Well, because every Chimaev fight I've seen, he has gone out and tackled somebody quickly, repeatedly. But it's very hard for me to imagine that he's going to just throw Sean Strickland down. Nobody else has. Kamaru Usman didn't. Just for example of great wrestlers. I have seen Sean in the practice room. Just for example, in practice room stories are very, very relevant. Like, you'll see a different side of a guy in a practice room. When a guy goes into a fight, he's going to go with plan A. And he will never go to plan B, ever, unless plan A doesn't work.
Furthermore, Demetrius Johnson highlights Khamzat Chimaev's all-around MMA game, built through years of consistent training across striking, wrestling, and grappling. He credits Chimaev's stable coaching environment for developing a complete and well-balanced skill set.
So what are you going to be running today for Khamzat? Because last night we saw you guys go to war. What are you trying to accomplish on him? A double leg, a single leg?
Nothing.
Okay.
You know, the one thing that makes Khamzat so well is that he's been training for a long time, not just in like boxing, but also like jiu-jitsu, the wrestling. I think he said he did a little judo, I'm not sure, but he's been with the same coach for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he's well-rounded. So yeah, so today we are joining Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling and grappling practice. So it's going to be whatever Khamzat wants to do. The one thing that I love about like when I'm watching Khamzat, you know, from the outside we don't know who is the orchestra behind all this stuff. We see that his coaches are here. They're gonna monitor him, see how he's doing, see what they want him to work on, and then go that route. So I'm excited to see what he works on.
Mighty Mouse also attributes Khamzat Chimaev's complete skill set to years of steady work across all MMA disciplines.
My predictions for this fight against Khamzat Chimaev taking on Sean Strickland is I think it's going to be absolute domination. Khamzat's got a great team around him. He's doing the drilling, he's doing the sparring, he's not skipping anything. He's making sure he's going to leave no stone unturned. So for me, I have Khamzat Chimaev. I think he probably finishes him in the 4th round.
Sean O'Malley also analyzes Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland, pointing out how exhausting Chimaev's wrestling pressure can be over time. He believes Strickland may find opportunities if he can withstand the early surge, but stresses how hard it is to deal with Chimaev's non-stop grappling attack.
I feel like I just want to say, Khamzat's going to win. He's going to take him down. He's going to, whether he holds him down or beats, ground and pound or finds a submission. But part of me's like, it's 25 minutes. Strickland's got a crazy gas tank, but we've never really seen his gas tank's so good, but it's never been, at least that I can remember, been tested in a sense to where he is getting taken down and having to work his way up, and then he gets taken down again and have to work his way up, because that's exhausting. Like that's the most exciting thing. Like when I fought Merab the second time, in that 3rd round, he took me down. I got up like 4 or 5 times, and it's just exhausting to keep getting back up. And
it affects your striking,
affects
makes you
everything.
second guess things.
Yeah, so I'm curious, but I would love to see Khamzat take down Strickland, just get back up and bring it to Khamzat and just be a war. But if anyone's gonna be able to do it, it's gonna be a guy like Sean Strickland. So it is hard to say. I do feel like Khamzat could has a higher probability to win, but Sean Strickland, if anyone's gonna be able to somehow say beat.
Similarly, Aaron Pico highlights Khamzat Chimaev's strong lower body control, saying he uses his legs effectively to secure and break down opponents' position. He adds that once the fight goes to the ground, Chimaev's control makes escaping very difficult.
When you're mixing it up with Khamzat in the grappling, right, what impresses you the most about the way that he grapples?
Well, I've never grappled with him. Usually, most of the time, I just do conditioning with him. But when he was showing me some moves before the fight and stuff, just how strong he is, but just his positioning. I mean, he can control you like with his legs and just not even use his arms, and just his lower body's just so strong, and just his level of detail with grips. So, okay, when do I bring my grip high? When do I bring it low? When do I trip the leg? And just his knowledge and detail was pretty impressive. And I was working on it a lot, trying to do the best I can and just holding guys down, because my wrestling is very good. And that's one thing I really want to put emphasis on, is holding guys down and just doing damage.
That wraps up everything for today's video. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this matchup, so drop your opinions in the comment section below and join the discussion. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the latest updates, breakdowns, and reactions around this exciting clash and more upcoming fights.